Back here at King Film Sports for an MLB video. In this one, I'm going to be giving my playoff predictions in terms of seeding and win-loss predictions for the final 3 weeks of the season. So that's right. MLB teams have played around 140 games, and there's only 3 weeks left in the season to decide what the seeds will be for this year's playoffs. If you guys haven't heard, there are 6 teams making the playoffs from each league in this season. They've expanded it. The top 2 teams get a first-round bye, and then the 3 seed will play the 6 seed in a 3-game series, the 4 and the 5 as well in a 3-game series, and then you get into the normal playoff format. So getting a top 2 seed will be very important, although it's mainly cut out right now who's going to get those seeds. We start out with the number 1 seed in the AL, and give me the Houston Astros in this one. It's not particularly close anymore. The Astros have really pulled away from the Yankees. They're just an overall great baseball team under Dusty Baker. You have Justin Verlander, a vintage season out of him despite his age. Just their whole staff is great, and their offense, typical, great as well. And they just dominated the AL West this year. I predict that they'll get 103 wins. They'll steer clear of the Yankees. They've pulled away from them for a while now. So give me the Astros to secure the number 1 seed there in the AL. At the 2 seed, we have the Yankees, who have had a rocky go at it after the All-Star break. This team was on record win pace. I mean, they just could not lose a game in May and June, and it kind of fell apart there in August, but they've kind of regained it somewhat. The division used to be like a 10-15 game lead. Now they're only up by like 5-6 games on the Rays, but I do think they will secure it. Aaron Judge just having one of the great all-time seasons in MLB history. And their pitching has been a little rocky, but I think they have been able to hold the fort down enough, and their offense has carried them. So I think they get to the 100-win mark and secure that 2 seed to get the first round bye there. Then the 3rd seed, I'm going to be taking the Cleveland Guardians. This is one of the only divisions in baseball where there's 3 teams that can still conceivably win it. Still give me the favorite here with the Guardians at 86 wins. I just think they're a better team than the Twins and the White Sox. They've been marginally ahead of them all year. I just love their pitching staff, and then their offense as well, with Jose Ramirez carrying the ship. I just think that this team has been playing so consistent, not an elite ball club, but they'll win this division. The White Sox and Twins are both way too inconsistent here to win that division, so give me the Guardians there. Next, at the 4th seed, first wildcard team here, give me the Tampa Bay Rays. They've just had an all-around great season despite spending nearly no money compared to the top teams on this list. They've made the playoffs the last few seasons and are an experienced veteran team. You've got McClanahan this season, who looked like a Cy Young pitcher. So I think that this team has done nothing wrong, and they get to 94 wins and the 4th seed. Next, we go to the 5 seed, where it's the Seattle Mariners getting 92 wins. I think they've had a spectacular year this year. It looked all but over early on, but just like last season, they've rallied to get it together with young Julio Rodriguez and a great pitching staff. I think it's a great story out there in Seattle. They haven't made the playoffs in, I think, over a decade, so that trend will die out this year. I think the Mariners get to 92 wins and get to the playoffs. And finally, give me the Toronto Blue Jays at 91 wins. I know what, they haven't been in the playoffs in a few seasons either, but all of these offseason acquisitions are proving to be great for them this year. Now, don't get me wrong, the pitching started out great for them, but it has gotten a little rocky as of later in the season. But their offense with Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero, I mean, there's not much better than it in the league. The Orioles might give them some trouble for this last wildcard spot, but I just think Toronto has too much talent here. They will stamp their ticket in the playoffs at the 6th seed. Now we get to the NL, where, no surprise, we have the Dodgers atop the league. I mean, they have already secured their spot in the playoffs with their win against the D-backs last night. So I think the Dodgers get to 110 wins here. For a minute there, a few weeks back, it was looking like they could challenge to get the most wins in a season all time. They slowed down a bit from that pace, but a 110-win season is very successful in its own right. I mean, the Dodgers' offense has just been impeccable this season, even though they have dealt with some injuries to their staff and bullpen. They've been able to hold it down and just dominate teams this year. So give me the Dodgers to secure the 1 seed there. The number 2 spot, give me the New York Mets, and they have been leading the NL East nearly all season. The Braves have been battling, but I think the Mets will be able to stave them off and get to 102 wins here. I just think DeGrom coming back and also having Max Scherzer, this pitching staff is just so elite. Their offense might not come to play a couple times, but I just think that the staff and the bullpen with Edwin Diaz are so good that I like their chances to win the NL East there. Next, we get to the NL Central, where it was looking like the Brewers were going to win this division for the first 4 to 5 months of the season, but then the Cardinals just went on an immaculate run, and I have them getting to 96 wins here. That would have been so improbable a few months back. I mean, their offense is just so loaded with Arenado, Goldschmidt, and you still have Pujols hitting dingers for this squad. So I like the Cardinals to go on a run here, maybe even get to the World Series in this NL. I think they are a dark horse team, and with that offense, they will be a tough team to play. Next team, we got the Braves, a 100-win wild card team, and part of me wanted to give them the NL East, but just had to respect that New York Mets pitching staff. This Braves offense is something to behold, though. They are the reigning World Series champs, so I think they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. They're just in a very tough division here, but offense, like the Cardinals, is very elite there. Have them getting to the triple-digit mark. Next, we got the 5 seed. Little disappointing as of late. The San Diego Padres at 91 wins. Even though they don't have Tatis, their lineup is one of the best in the league. I think it even rivals the Dodgers, to be honest. I mean, just 1 through 9, they have everything that you need. Defense and pitching have been a little bit inconsistent for them, and I think that's the reason why they haven't really been able to challenge the Dodgers throughout the season. Still, though, I have them getting in 91 wins. They are a great baseball team. Have them getting the second wildcard spot. And then finally, we get to the Philadelphia Phillies at 90 wins, getting to the playoffs for the first time in over a decade, like the Mariners. And this team, I think they just have a decent roster, all things considered. You have some great players in Schwarber and Harper, and then you have some decent pitchers in Nola and a couple others. So I like this Philadelphia Phillies team. They will be competitive in the playoffs. Nothing too special about them in total, but they're just a good baseball team. I have them getting to 90 wins there. So with that being said, let me know what your guys' playoff predictions are in the comments down below. I would like to know. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.